When it comes to continuous improvement inside of your business, it's probably a high-functioning team that's going to be driving a lot of the changes. It's never that one-man Superman. Is never really the best course of action. You sometimes have them in your organization, but when it comes to true continuous improvement, iterative continuous improvement, you want a highly productive team to drive the change inside of your business. Now, how do we drive that change quickly without things breaking and falling apart? There's definitely a few steps. I've worked with teams in manufacturing businesses as well as business professional settings with business processes as well. And I'll kind of guide you through a few of those main pieces that really help drive speed, velocity, without the wheels falling off. So the first piece is to define what good looks like. Speed without clarity is going to cause chaos inside of your business. So we want to take a minute to really understand what good, I'm saying good, it doesn't have to be perfect, just what good looks like inside of the business. We might be taking advantage of a market segment that something has changed, we need to be quick. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to, do well in our business for that, or it could be just a change in demand from the customer. We want to take advantage of this. We don't want them to go somewhere else. How do we do this with an acceptable level of what's going to happen? But we need to understand what good's going to look like. We understand where the boundaries are, what the quality standards are. It could be going into engineering standards, all the different pieces, and even in operations. What does it look like that good is going to be? And then we'll work on speed. But everyone should be very clear about what the standard or the set level we're going to be trying to achieve. It's kind of the analogy about sitting down and planning before you go take on the work. This piece can involve a little bit of actually improving it, because you might want to try things out to kind of see that standard at the beginning, but everyone should be very clear about what the level is that we're going to be going for. So once you've defined that, and now you're ready to get a lot faster, to move quicker, you have to build in very fast feedback loops. So during the day, during operations, that feedback has to come back quickly. It has to come back to the right people or the right team making decisions, and it has to be processed quickly. The faster you want to go forwards, the faster you have to work through any issues, feedback loops that you're going to be building into your system. Visual management, you've heard me talk about that a few times. It's a great way to do that. Hey, there's an issue, there's something going on, here's a feedback loop, let's go correct it, because everything's going to keep on cycling, right? We've got more stuff coming, we're moving really quickly. If you think about it in the machining practice, okay, we're moving this along, hey, we just found an issue, we don't want to keep on building something that we have an issue for. We need that feedback loop to happen very quickly. And when I say quickly, I've seen this happen in practice where we're talking 15 minutes. We can go solve a problem that in other parts of the business or in other plants that they have in the same business or the same company might take weeks to go through. But we've just engineered it. We're very focused on a goal. We're very focused on the continuous improvement, and we're correcting issues in almost real time. But this feedback loop has to be built, has to be visual, and everyone has to know that this feedback part is just as important as the actual operation or the continuous improvement or the metrics that we're driving to. The third piece is to really normalize iterations. So we are much happier having something to work upon than trying to get perfection at the beginning. If we wait for perfection at the beginning or plan for perfection, it's going to be a very slow process. We're never going to really move. Or we'll move one step and then it'll just be like a false start. That's what it's going to feel like. It's going to be like again and again and again. So get used to iterations, make it part of the process, celebrate it. Yes, great, we did this. Now what's the next piece, next piece, next piece? Not to say that we're over analyzing or trying to squeeze everything out of the team. Just get the team used to it's going to be a process. It's good. great, success, high five, we did this, now let's keep on moving to the next piece, the next piece, the next piece, and just make that part of the culture. That's what you really want at the end of the day, is a culture that's, yes, this was great, this was good, let's see if we can do a little bit better, and keep on moving to whatever requirement we need, whatever that good state is, or a little bit past it, but everyone's happy, and we can go look at other opportunities within the business or in the surrounding areas. So once you've gone through a few of these cycles with teams, different teams, could be the same team, you're going to find out kind of your own cadence for moving this through. What does fast look like inside of your business? There's not a standard number or metric to say this is what it's going to be like in any business. It's very, depending on your industry that you're in and everything else, and your customer profile. But going through a few of these, you're going to understand what does fast feel like, what does slow feel like, what's the right pattern that we should be going through. And using these cycles that you're going through inside of the continuous improvement, you're going to learn a lot. All these learnings can be applied to the future projects, continuous improvement, Kaizens that are going on. It's just this library of knowledge that you're building up about how to move fast in your related field. If you want to spend a little bit of time digging into this and seeing what this first cycle or two could look like inside of your business, more than happy to sit down and talk it through with you. I'm Andrew Buchan, your Business Accelerator.